Manchin massacres Biden over outrageous coal plant closure comment. Divorced from reality. But I don't really know about Manchin. You know, he was supposed to be one of them old school Democrats, but he proved otherwise when he actually helped pass the Inflation Reduction Act. So really, his I think he's just saying this because his people out there in West Virginia are just upset with him because he's one of the main reasons why the economy and things are the way it is. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Now, when you hit that alarm bell, you can change it from personal to all. That way, you get all the notifications for when I'm putting out stuff. And also check out my link tree in the description. Has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. And Patreon now has awesome video now, so check sign up for that. And also check out my link tree in the description for my Instagram where I put out even more news that'll keep you informed. All right, let's talk about this news. Senator Joe Manchin is pissed after President Biden said his administration would, quote, shut down all of American coal plants and replace them with wind and solar, comments that couldn't come at a worse time for Democratic candidates in battleground states that are home to blue collar Americans and the coal plant they work in, given the next week midterm elections. Quote, folks, it's also now cheaper to generate electricity from wind and solar than it is from coal and oil. Literally cheaper, not a joke. I was just, and so we can accommodate the transition, Biden said last week during a speech uh, at communications company Viasat in San Diego County. Now, first of all, we all know that wind and solar is a joke. That's why they have all these blackouts and things like that. The grid, it can't keep up, and it's just not a reliable source of energy. Whereas coal is one of the best sources of energy, and you can get clean energy at that. It puts out vapor actually. The process of coal plants that with the technology that we have is one of the best next to nuclear. So I don't even environmentally I believe is better because when you got wind power, they don't even know how to get rid of some of the material that come from wind and solar and stuff like that. These things just build up, and really we can't get rid of this material. So coal and nuclear are actually better options. But quote, I was in Massachusetts about a month ago on site of the uh, largest old coal plants in America. Guess what? It cost them too much money. They can't count. No one is building new coal plants because they can't rely on it, even if they have all the coal guaranteed for the rest of their existence of the plant. Well, I'm gonna stop right there. This was Biden was saying. I'm gonna stop right there because that is a lie. In Europe, they're actually building more coal plants now because of they know it's more reliable and they don't want to depend on Russia and things like that. So saying that no one that's just untrue. He goes on to say, so it's gonna become a win generation, and all they're doing is it's gonna save them a hell of a lot of money, and they're using the same transmission line that transmitted the coal-fired electric on. We're gonna be shutting these plants down all across America and having wind and solar. Biden continued. So he accidentally told the truth here. This is exactly what their plan is. Their plan is to shut down all that stuff, and we're going to become a third world country if the Democrats have it their way. This is exactly the stuff that they're pushing. But I can't believe he's actually admitting this right before the midterms. I mean, this is I don't know I don't know if it was someone asked him a question about it and he accidentally said it. I'm pretty sure this was not something planned because you don't say something like this during inflation times when people are struggling and electricity bills are going up. You don't say something like this. But as the National Review note, quote, Biden's message could disadvantage Democrats just 3 days before midterms, considering that many of the battleground states that would determine the balance of power in Congress are home to coal plants and the blue collar Americans who work in them. Pennsylvania has 24 plants, Ohio has 15, and Michigan has 13 plants. In particular, Biden's comments stand to hurt Pennsylvania state candidate John Fetterman, who has flip flopped on fracking between 2018 and 2022, finally admitting during a debate last month that he is for it. This is crazy. And Manchin is livid. Quote, President Biden's comments are not only outrageous and divorced from reality, they ignore the severe economic pain the American people are feeling because of rising energy costs. West Virginia Democrat Senator Joe Manchin fired back. Quote, comments like these are the reason the American people are losing trust in President Biden, he continued, adding, quote, let me be clear. This is something that the president has never said to me. Being cavalier about the loss of coal jobs for men and women in West Virginia and across the country who literally put their lives on the line to help build and power this country is offensive and disgusting. Of course, a pissed off Manchin won't have anywhere near the same impact as it once did, assuming Republicans take back the House, Senate, or both chambers in the next week's midterm. And it's definitely not helping. And again, like Manchin knows that they screwed him over with this bill. They told him that he will be able to pass some of his policies that he wanted for West Virginia if he signed the IRA. And so he helped with the IRA and passed that bill, even though it has nothing to do with helping with relieving inflation, and it actually adds to inflation, which we all know to be true. And even Democrats came out and said they know that they knew before they passed it that it was going to add to inflation. But and so I really mention you talk a good game, but when it comes to voting, we know what the real deal is. Probably if something comes around the corner where you have to vote out these power plants, you would tuck tail and go ahead and vote for these idiotic policies. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, subscribe, and check out democrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.